Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Global Campus Group. In this lesson, we will study different sources of business finance. This is a very important part of Unit 3 because every business needs money to start, operate, survive, and grow. The source of finance chosen by a business can affect cost, control, risk, flexibility, and long-term stability. In this lecture, we will examine both internal and external sources of finance. We will also consider their advantages and disadvantages, both in the short term and in the long term. By the end of the lesson, you should be able to explain where business finance can come from and evaluate which source may be most suitable in different situations. Today's lesson has four main parts. First, we will examine internal sources of finance. Second, we will explore external sources of finance. Third, we will evaluate the advantages and disadvantages of each source. And finally, we will consider how a business chooses the most suitable source depending on its needs. A source of finance is simply where business money comes from. Businesses need finance for many reasons. They may need it to buy long-term assets, such as buildings or machinery. They may also need it for day-to-day costs, such as stock, wages, rent, and utilities. Some sources are short-term, meaning they are repaid within 1 year. Others are long-term, meaning repayment or benefit lasts for more than 1 year. So before selecting finance, a business should first ask, what is the money for? How much is needed? How quickly is it needed? And what level of risk or repayment can the business manage? Let us begin with internal sources of finance. Internal finance refers to money generated from within the business itself. In this unit, the main internal sources are retained profit, net current assets, and sale of assets. Internal finance is often attractive because it does not usually involve giving away ownership and may avoid interest charges. However, internal finance can also be limited because the business can only use what it already has available. Retained profit is the profit a business keeps after expenses. And where relevant, dividends have been paid. It is money left inside the business for future use. One advantage of retained profit in the short term is that it is often available immediately and does not require interest payments. In the long term, it can support sustainable business growth and reduce reliance on external lenders. However, it also has disadvantages. In the short term, the amount available may be limited. In the long term, shareholders may receive lower dividends, which may cause dissatisfaction. Net current assets represent the difference between current assets and current liabilities. In simple terms, they show liquidity available for day-to-day operations. A short-term advantage is that using net current assets can improve cash flow and help the business fund immediate operational needs. Strong management can improve financial stability. But there are disadvantages as well. The business may need to reduce stock levels, tighten credit given to customers, or delay payments. This can damage relationships with customers or suppliers. The sale of assets means selling items the business owns in order to raise finance. A short-term advantage is that it can create a quick injection of cash. A long-term advantage is that it can reduce maintenance or holding costs on assets the business no longer needs. However, this source also has disadvantages. The business may lose useful resources, reduce operational capacity, or receive less than the true value of the asset. And if the asset is later needed again, replacement may become expensive. We now move to external sources of finance. External finance refers to money raised from outside the business. This may come from owners, lenders, investors, or specialist providers. External finance is important because it can give businesses access to larger amounts of money than they could raise internally. However, it often brings repayments and some loss of control. Owner's capital is money invested from personal funds. Short-term, immediate control. Long-term, stronger equity. Disadvantages: reduced personal savings and increased risk. Loans provide quick access to large sums but require regular interest. Crowdfunding allows capital without traditional lenders and builds a supportive community, though it carries reputational risk. A mortgage is a long-term loan secured against property, often with lower rates. Venture capital provides growth support and expert guidance in exchange for equity and shared control. Debt factoring involves selling invoices to a third party for quick cash and collection management. Invoice discounting is similar but allows the business to keep control of customer collection. Hire purchase allows asset use while paying in installments. Leasing means paying to use an asset without owning it, offering flexibility but requiring continuing rental payments. Trade credit improves cash flow through supplier agreements. Grants are non-repayable funds for specific purposes, though they involve lengthy applications and strict conditions. Donations are voluntary contributions for social enterprises. Peer-to-peer lending uses online platforms for speed and potentially lower rates than traditional bank loans. A business should never choose finance simply because it is available. It should choose finance because it is suitable. The business should think about purpose, amount, and timing. For example, trade credit may help with short-term stock purchases, but not for buying a factory. A mortgage may suit property purchase, but not everyday cash shortages. Let us now summarize the lesson. Businesses can raise finance from internal sources such as retained profit, net current assets, and sale of assets. They can also raise finance from external sources such as loans, crowdfunding, mortgages, venture capital, hire purchase, leasing, and trade credit. Each source has trade-offs. The most important idea is this: the best source of finance is not always the cheapest or the fastest. It is the one that is most suitable. Thank you for watching this lecture on different sources of business finance. I will see you in the next lecture.